Hi guys, welcome back to Make That Sea Change. Paul here with you today. As you can see, I have my favourite fishing shirt on. I've got my fishing gear with me because today we're going to talk about how to sell fishing equipment online, or fishing gear online, depending on the wording you use. Now, fishing is something that, to be honest, if you have any interest in it and are looking to start an online business, fishing is a very, very good niche to work in, especially as an affiliate marketer. You have, well, look, I live in a coastal town. I go fishing with some of the neighbours and I can guarantee you they all buy their fishing equipment online. They buy their hooks, their tackle online. A lot of them buy their line online. Some of them even buy their fishing rods online. All those sort of things. Mainly for the fact that I think that we live in an area where we don't have a fishing shop just around the corner, or if we do, it's quite expensive. So it's just something that we can buy. And the beauty of online is you can buy things in bulk. We know what a size 10 fishing hook is. So that's what we need, we just want to buy it. And I suppose the trick with selling fishing gear online then is obviously to try and make sure that the people that you are promoting to know what sort of hook they want. And that's where the beauty of fishing, the beauty of problem solving within this niche is good. Sorry, I lost my train of thought then. But it is something we'll discuss that as we go through this video. So as I do in every post that I talk about and every niche that I talk about selling online, the first thing I wanted to do, and when I researched for this post, I just want to make sure there's a market for it, so that again I don't sit here looking like a goose in all my fishing gear telling you about something that you're not going to make money purchasing, or make money selling. So the first thing obviously we want to do is we want to have a look at the keyword searches, what people are searching for online. Fishing equipment, 6,800 odd searches per month. And then we look at it as we usually do here, some of our niches, and I can see here that people are searching for discount fishing equipment, fly fishing equipment, cheap fishing equipment. So, if you're marketing to decking out the family to go fishing on a fishing holiday or going camping where they can do fishing, cheap fishing equipment, discount fishing equipment would be something that would match a family. Obviously fly fishing, I don't do a lot of fly fishing here in Australia, but I know obviously in the US it's a very large market. So fly fishing, in my research I did find a lot of sites for fly fishing, ice fishing, which we don't do any of here in this country, but obviously in the northern US and northern European areas, they do a lot of that sort of thing. So, it's straight up, there's a lot of bass fishing. I was in Texas last year, went to one of those Calabrese, sorry, apologies to that company. The name always gets me, but it had a massive bass fishing section. And I actually bought a fishing reel from that shop, and I wish I could remember it. Calabrese's. Anyway, and it's a bass fishing reel, but I actually now use it in the estuaries. I think it's actually on this rod. So there you go. That reel there I bought in the US. It's a bass fishing reel, but I actually use it now for, the rod's falling over. Having a great time today. I actually use it now for in a saltwater estuary. So it's a very good, here's video making 101 for you. I actually use it now in saltwater. So it works really well in a niche situation and on an online situation where even if you're in a bass fishing niche, you can talk about cross-pollination and how you can use reels in other areas. People love that sort of stuff because some fishing equipment is not cheap, and if you promote how they can use it across different things, again, we're looking at that. So bass fishing gear gets over 200 searches, salmon fishing gear, carp fishing gear, and they all come up in the searches I did for fishing gear, which on the side note has 5,790 searches on average per month. So again, there's a good market there. The trends over time is another thing I like to look at, because there's fads in in marketing, and I don't want you to take the whole time to set up an affiliate marketing website and then find that it's a fad. If you just set up I always use fidget spinners as an example. My 7-year-old has about 400 fidget spinners. Wouldn't be seen dead with it now. So if you had an affiliate marketing website on fidget spinners, or you looked at the trends on fidget spinners, they go up like that and down like that. So obviously we're making sure that that's not the case there as well. Looking at the trends, there's some spikes, and from what I can see, it seems to be seasonal, which is interesting because ice fishing is obviously a winter sport. Fly fishing, bass fishing, especially in areas where it does, rivers freeze up over winter. Salmon, obviously, they move upstream in the spring, in the summer, spring, I think it is. So, but there is some definite increases in the market over the summer months, both in the northern and southern hemisphere, but it could be the summer months in northern hemisphere and the winter months, but there is a slight gap in the middle of the peaks of those winter and summer months from what I can tell. So again, it's just something to be aware of if you wanted to do any particular, seasonal marketing that people, obviously around Christmas time, Father's Day, Black Friday sales, all those sort of things. Obviously, you're going to get a lot bigger market and, gift ideas. I have got a post on this site, 10 affiliate marketing programs for fishing. And in there's a couple like Bubba, I think was one, and there was a tackle box one where you can subscribe and get tackle boxes each month, or boxes each month full of lures and hooks and stuff. The Bubba's is about fishing knives, electric filleting knives. Just make a better fish mince than I can at the moment. But no, so keep that in mind as well. Okay, so let's talk about fishing as a niche. Now, fishing is a very, very large niche. And if you want to sell fishing equipment online, I would probably suggest that you would get into a niche to start with. That's not to say you can't expand it later on. So for example, you might hit the bass fishing niche because that's what you know about, that's what you're passionate about. And in time, you might expand it out to other lake-based fish like salmon. In Australia, we catch cod in lakes, so you might go out to talk about cod. And talking about other carp is another, it's a vermin fish here. People catch them just to get them out of the creeks, but it might be something you can expand in later. So think about your niche and think about what you can clearly discuss and clearly how you can market that. So it might be, as I said before, a specific fish species, and I've got the list of all those in the post that you're watching this video in. It might be a specific fish niche. Again, so bass, salmon. Here on the coast, where I live, we chase jewfish, so it might be jew fishing niche. It might be location. So again, we do a lot of beach fishing here and open ocean fishing. I don't do much, if any, lake fishing here. There's not many lakes around here that we go to. We don't do any fly fishing. We don't do any ice fishing because if it snowed here, I'd think it'd be the end of the world. But that's not to say if you live in northern Canada, you might have a site purely on ice fishing. So think about what you can write about, think about who you're targeting. That's not to say me living here can't create an ice fishing niche for people in the northern hemisphere of America. I guess the only problem, we'll talk about this in a minute, is if we're trying to solve problems in that area, how do I know enough about it to be able to write about? You might go for just non-fish specific equipment, so rods, reels, tackle. You might just have hooks. You could write 100 posts just on hooks. What do you catch with a size 10 hook? What do you catch with a size 11 hook? What do you catch with a size 12 hook? What do you catch with a long shank hook? What do you catch with a, those ones that sort of go around the bow hooks? I can't remember what they're called. A suicide hook. Fishing lures. I've got friends who spend hundreds of dollars on fishing lures before they go out in the ocean. $100 lure, they always go off their nut if they get a snag on a reef and lose a $100 lure. I mean, if you're an affiliate marketer, you can sell $100 lures at 10%. There's $10 for every lure that they buy, and these guys buy thousands worth. So again, and reels, nets. You might go into electronic equipment, so fish finders, depth measurers, GPS systems. I do know around here that people guard their GPS systems with their life if they found a little spot they think no one else knows about. Those sort of things you might want to sell. And then obviously if you're working in any sort of fishing niche and you want to do some high ticket items that you might sell, you might sell 5 each year at Christmas time. Easter's a big fishing time here where I live. Fishing charters. You might only sell 5 a year, but if the fishing charter's $500 and you're making 10% on that, You know, if you sell 5, that's $250 a year that you weren't making otherwise. So, you know, and it might be something you go headlong into and just sell fishing charters all over the world. So that's something you can look at as well. So, and in line with that, think about the problem that you're solving. Now, to my way of thinking, and if you're someone who knows anything about fishing, if you're not anyone who knows about anything about fishing, the next things I say might not make a lot of sense. But if you're someone who knows about fishing or is passionate about it or looking to start an online business in it, you know, what sort of problems, what sort of rod do I use if I'm bass fishing, if I'm fly fishing? I have no idea what rod to use if I'm fly fishing. So that's the problem, you know, rods for fly fishing. If you've got a post that you're listing 6 or 7 rods in and recommending the best one, they can go online, they can purchase that rod, you make the affiliate commission. That's how it works. What sort of hooks do I use? My friends and I discuss all the time what sort of hook we should be using for a jewfish. Should we use a big hook and just go for jewfish? Should we use a smaller hook and maybe we'll snag something else? You can get snapper off the beach where I live. So, you know, are you using that sort of thing? I know that one of the guys I go fishing with, his father lives in New Zealand. They use some sort of motorized submarine type thing that propels all the way out to the, you know, a couple 100 meters offshore, and it's got all these hooks on it. What sort of hooks do they need for that? You know, what's the best nets to use? What's the best fish finders to use? What's the best GPS systems to use? All those sort of things. So many problems that people search for when they're fishing. Buy a boat and see how much stuff you need. Do you need a life jacket? What's the best life jacket to use? Do you need a fishing net? What's the best net to use? I've got a little rubber net that I use on my kayak. You know, all those sort of things. Problem after problem after problem after problem. Fishing is a bit like golf. There's always a problem. So, you know, just think of the problems you can solve. That'll help you with what you want to do within your niche as well. So if you know a lot about fishing hooks, maybe you create a site on fishing hooks. I mean, obviously fishing hooks are a lot cheaper than what a fishing charter is, but I think you can build up to that. You know, if you're talking about fishing hooks, what reel goes best? If you're going to use this fishing hook to catch bream, which is the type of fish we have here, what sort of rod would you want to use? A friend of mine was talking the other day, someone was telling him that you use floats for catch bream. Never used a float to catch bream, but again, you could write a whole post on that. Here's all your floats, here's all your rods, here are your reels. I think you get the picture. So what problem are you solving? If you're solving problems, people will buy from you. And how you're going to convince them to buy, that's just about knowing your market. So I mentioned before about discounted cheap fishing gear. If you're going to fit out a family, and they don't really know if they want to go fishing, they're not going to want a $100 rod and a $300 reel. And, you know, the reels in the shops that are around here, you can spend up to $500 for a reel. You're not going to spend that on a family, so they're going to want to know what a cheap fishing equipment is. Again, this rod here, I bought that for my son. So the rod I think cost about $20. The reel cost $20 at Calabria. It's driving me bananas. Calabries, something like that, in the US. And as I keep saying, it's a bass fishing reel, so reel. So there's a problem solved, and there's an audience. So I want to know if I can use that reel that I bought for bass fishing for saltwater fishing. So this question I asked the guy in the shop. Now, if you can write posts about that and target the right audience. So if you're targeting family fishing, you're not going to be talking about the specs of reel. You're going to be talking about, yes, you can catch a fish with this. Yes, it's easy to set up. You need this hook, this sinker. Do a YouTube video on how you tie it. Done. If I'm an avid or professional fisherman, I don't care about how to tie it. I know how to tie a rod, tackle. I want to know what hooks to use. I want to know what sinkers to use. I want to know the best rod to use. I want to know maintenance. I want to know what people are catching with them. I want to know where they're catching them. I want to know how they're catching them. And I want to know what equipment I need. Tell me that. Tell me the features, the benefits, the specs, and I'm off. So again, if you know a lot about fishing, you'll know that. The weekend warrior, I suppose I'm into that. I just want to catch fish. So I want to know the best equipment I can use. I don't necessarily need all the specs. I just want to know what to use. Am I going salmon fishing? Yes. What do I use to catch salmon? What do people use to catch salmon? What's the best bait? What's the best lures? Or is it bait or lures? What's the best local bait? If I'm going, and that's a whole other thing, fishing in the east coast of Australia. If I go down to Newcastle, what's the best bait to use down there? If I go down to on the New South Wales Victoria border, what's the best bait to use there? If I go fishing in Los Angeles, what's the best bait to use there? So again, it's matching what the people who are looking at solving those problems, how they're going to want that information. You'll know that based on your niche, you'll know that based on the keywords that they use, but you need to match that. It's no good saying professional fisherman, oh, well, if you want to go out in a boat every day fishing, here's a reel, you can buy it, came up for 12 bucks. They're not interested. You've missed your market. So think about your niche, think about what problems you're solving, and think about the market you're targeting. And as we now go into what we need to do to provide that, they're the three things that you need to consider as the niche. Niche. What are your problems you're solving, and who's the audience you're targeting? If you know those three things, you'll go a long way to selling fishing equipment online. And also with that as well, don't forget the intangibles. Fishing's fun. So why is a father of 3 kids, a wife and 3 kids, going to want to get all this fishing gear together, spend, a couple $100 on all this fishing gear, take his family down to the river where they could possibly get snagged? He's going to be replacing fishing tackle the whole time. His kid's going to fish for 3 minutes and get bored. Why would he want to do that? Because it's fun. That's the intangibles that you probably need to get. That's easy to do, just lots of photos of people having fun fishing. Or don't forget the bragging element of fishing as well. I mean, if my friends catch a big fish, it's all over our Facebook. We get sick to death. And we had a friend's kid's birthday party on Saturday night. We went up to the local pub. All Sean did for the first half an hour was show me all the fish that he caught, which we all like seeing. We're all very jealous, but that's what we do. Those sort of photos on a website are going to score you big, because people want to see those intangibles. Okay, what do we need to do? So look, to be honest, if you're going to set up a decent online affiliate marketing fishing process, or drop shipping, or white label, which we'll talk about later on, you need a website. I mean, you can sell online without a website. You can use YouTube, you can use Facebook, but a website's where you can really write out everything you need. You can answer all your questions. I'm going to take this off because it's really sweaty. You can answer all your questions. You write your posts. You can solve your problems. You can really target that niche. So people are searching, fly fishing Australia. I'm sure that's taken, but if that's your niche, if that's your domain name, people are going to see that. So you need to build a website. If you need help building a website, here's my shameless plug. Within the post in the build a website section, there is the banner straight underneath that. Or if you scroll all the way to the bottom, you can see me. You can click on the link to sign up to see me build a website in 7 days. I use Wealthy Affiliate. It has all the training. It has a WordPress editor within it. Click on that if you need help. Click on that red banner right below if you need help building a website. Apart from that, you can build your own website if you know how to do it. You can go to WordPress, Wix, GoDaddy, any of the domain purchasing platforms will have a website editor that I'll recommend for you. So if you know how to build a website, I don't care where you build it, use Wealthy Affiliate if you don't know how, but if you do, use whatever you want, build that website. From there, you then promote on social media. Social media is great in the fishing niche. As I said before, the brag factor. I'm a member of 3 or 4 groups, and I've mentioned that in here in this post. I'm a member of 3 or 4 groups, mainly around the local area, and turn on my Facebook and I get feeds of people who have caught a fish, and they've got a picture of them with their fish going, yeah. But one thing that you'll notice on there, and this is going to help you with your problem solving, is people on there will say, oh, what bait did you use? What hook did you use? Where did you catch it? How did you catch it? What time of day did you catch? What tide were you using? Were you targeting? Note all them down, write a post. The best tides to catch jewfish, because you've seen 5 people on your social media pages who are catching jewfish at night on high tide. There's your post. So like-minded groups are great to give you ideas. They're also great if you're an authority. You can start writing your information in there. Most of them won't let you actually directly market, within them, but they will, as people get to know you and they get to know you and you talk about it and say, well, I use this number hook, and if that's successful, people come back to you. Eventually, you'll be able to push them into your site. So use like-minded groups if you can. Promote your stuff on Facebook, Instagram, Pinterest. Video is great. I mentioned before about the affiliate links, that the affiliate posts I got with 10 fishing affiliates. One of the sites there, Bubba, they use fishing knives, and they've got a whole section on YouTube videos on how to fillet different types of fish. Mirror that. Don't steal their stuff, but create a video chain on how to tie knots. How do you tie a swivel onto a line? How do you use a net when you're catching flathead? What are the best lights to use at night? All those sort of things. Use a video. People will watch a video. I mean, I'm shooting a video now. You may still be watching. You may have switched off. But it is something that will help you sell fishing gear. People can see how to do it. How many times do you have you yourself want to learn how to do something? You've gone to YouTube, found out how to do it. It works. And then how do we sell them? So what are we going to look at? We're going to look at affiliate marketing, which is what I've been talking about all along. Affiliate marketing is where you write about the post, you link people off to affiliate marketing programs, or you link them to Amazon. People read your post, you review 4 or 5 fishing rods, for example. You recommend one, they go, oh, yeah, I like that, I want to go fishing, I'll click on that. They click on that rod, takes them off on that link, takes them off to the site that's selling the fishing rods. It could be Amazon, as I said, it could be any number, Tackle Warehouse, Bass Pro Fishing Shops, Calabrese's, could be Calabrese's. Any of those sort of sites have affiliate programs. You click on them, it takes them off, they purchase. Those sites do all the customer service, they do the sales, they do the shipping. You just get the commission for referring them to that. So affiliate marketing, read all about this in the post. I won't go too much into it, but it talks about what affiliate marketing's. Drop shipping is another one. The difference between affiliate marketing and drop shipping, affiliate marketing, they still do all the sales, they do the shipping. Drop shipping, you do the sales, and then you send the order off to the drop shipping companies who then do the shipping for you. So the main difference between the two is that with affiliate marketing, you're restricted to the price that they have. With drop shipping, you can set your own price. You're effectively wholesaling without having to have the equipment there with you. So if I want to drop ship fishing rods, I set up a deal with a fishing rod provider. I go to my site, here's all the rods that you can purchase. You purchase them directly from me. I then purchase the rod from the wholesaler at the wholesale price, and I make the difference in whatever price I've set. So with affiliate marketing, the rod might be 80 bucks. I send you off to them. You purchase it for 80 bucks. I get 10%, so I make 8 bucks in the sale. With wholesaling, I might be purchasing an $80 rod for $50. I might sell it for $70, which means I'm undercutting some of these companies, and I'm still making 20 bucks on the deal. I could sell it for 100 bucks if it's Christmas time and I want to make a bit more money. So it's up to me. That's the difference. Again, read that in a post. And the third one is where you do the whole lot. So people do this with fishing hooks and sinkers and, the smaller items they might private label, or they might make their own, and you might sell them at kiosks at the local markets on a weekend. You still have your website, and what you do is people see your hooks, they buy your hooks from you, and then you can just give them a card and say, next time you want to buy, just go straight to the website, click on that link. So it's using the old-fashioned face-to-face selling to build up your website. So you can do that as well, and you can do that with just about anything. I mean, there is a guy at the local markets here, has a whole range of fishing rods. He has cards and he says, next time you want to buy the line or the hooks, go to my site, click on it. I'm not sure if his site's affiliate marketing or he sells his own, but there you go. So a mixture of the others will work as well. So that's effectively it for selling fishing gear online. So as I've said, there is a market for it. Work out what your niche is going to be. So are you going to target a specific fish type, a specific land type, a specific fishing type, or just be a generalized site? Are you going to sell electronics? Are you going to sell just tackle, reel rods and tackle? Whatever it is you know about and have a passion for, start there and then build it up as your site builds. Know what problems you're going to be solving, which is basically just doing keyword searches to see what people are looking for. Get into the Facebook group, see what people want to know. As I said before, if you've got a photo of someone holding up a big ice fish out of an ice fishing circle, and people are asking questions, what hook did you use? What time of day did you catch the fish? What time of winter did it? How deep's the ice? All those sort of things are things that you can then solve problems with, because people can get on and say, oh, you know, I want to go ice fishing. What's the best time? Best time to go ice fishing? There's your post. There's your post. They read all about it. They can either go away and purchase elsewhere, which you'd still need to allow them to do that, or they can purchase from you. So pick a niche, what problem you're solving, target your audience. So just know what language they're going to use, and that's based on the niche you've got. You know, if you're doing, you know, discount fishing gear for families, you know how to target them. It's all about value for money. Probably stuff that isn't going to break in the first 5 minutes. So it's value for money. So I bought a reel. It's $20. It can withstand the salt water, and that was probably the one question I asked the guy when I bought that reel, because it's built for freshwater lakes in the US. I'm going to take it in. I'm using it in saltwater estuaries in Australia. I want to know if it was going to handle the salt water okay. And as for any other reel, as long as you rinse it when you're finished, it's fine. So they're the sort of questions you're asking. Then from there, once you understand all that, you need a website. Get onto your social media, and then with your website, you can either affiliate market, you can drop ship, you can white label, or, you know, sell your own product. So I hope that was helpful. As usual, have a good look through the post. Any questions, anything you need to know about, please don't be afraid to comment below. If you're watching this on YouTube, please subscribe, please like the video, please subscribe to my channel. And if you're watching YouTube, again, comment any questions. I can help you with not much on fishing, because I'm an avid fisherman, not a good fisherman, or else I'd be professionally doing that, not building websites. But anything to do with building a website, finding a niche, social media, anything to do with that, please don't be afraid to ask. If I can't help, I can find out from people who do know and give you the answer. Thanks guys, hope that was helpful, and happy fishing, and I'll chat to you soon. Bye.